Welcome to AlphaX. I'm Ris3nTGosuB, your host, caster for today. You're in for a treat. Oh, hang on. Let me just double check something. Okay, yes. So, what is going on here is that we are, yes, okay. We will be presenting you with our pro team versus the Ris3nTGosuB. It is a cross between Born Gosu and Risen from the Ashes in the ATL League. Up first will be Paco Mike versus Prototype. It is, well, okay. My computer is having issues, but hopefully that's not affecting the stream. I don't believe it is. I'll know soon enough. It is a ZVP. What happened here? Okay. And we are starting off on Automaton. Okay. Anything else of note? Looks like both players are ready, so we should be underway momentarily. There we go. So yeah, I've seen both of them play before. I can't say I've seen a lot of Prototypes, so I won't have as much knowledge of his playstyle to go off of, but it's a PVZ. It's Automaton. Okay. Spawning in the upper right as the red Protoss representing AlpX, it is Paco Mike. And to the bottom left, in the green trunks, playing with the drones, it is Prototype from Risen. Alright. This is a best of 5. And anything else of note so far? Standard gate opening, hatch opening. So nothing to write home about. Let me just check everything looks good. While there isn't too much out yet. Okay. Solid. Good. Stream looks fine. So, let's see. Automaton has some, taking the third is pretty doable. There's a ramp down into the third, a little bit of a barrier in, so it can be guarded. Otherwise, pretty standard. There is a lot of airspace in the main for a Prism or Muta play, so that is something we see on this map with some regularity, but it's a large main. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. Automaton is definitely a little bit on the weird side, but it's not like it's only one deviation away. It's not like Stasis or something where it's a completely different style of play. We are going to see the Stargate coming out of Paco Mike. That's going to be kind of your bread and butter of this matchup, and it will set the tone that we are going to see a relatively standard game as the third also goes down for the Zerg at the normal 240 timing. There. Those little details. Alright, Overlord comes in, scouts the natural, sees decent saturation and no gases, and is gonna move on up into the main. thought I heard an Adept. We got 2 drone kills before dying. Oh, shading. Okay, good start. Gonna get 3 drones and then escape. Wow. Okay. That's definitely worthwhile. He gets a full scout, gets 3 drone kills, sees everything is standard, and no lair yet. So no fast lair, standard drone count. These lings are gonna go across the map, kind of looking for some counter damage. There is an Adept in the wall, so they're not gonna find anything if they were to run in. Oh, that's not quite on hold position. Robo is going down. And do we have a Twilight? Don't see any. Okay. Oracle has moved out. And there's that Twilight. Oh, there was it. Okay. Oracle barely gets away. Wow. It gets 3 drone kills though, so not bad, not bad. It is alive, which is the important part, is that it has survived. These Adepts are going to move to try and clear the 3rd. They want to free up that space for the probe to take a nice normal expansion. These lings are going to try and pick off that probe before it plants, but with the Oracle coming back, the Nexus will go up largely unimpeded. On the Zerg side of things, we do have a Baneling Nest, Evo researching melee, so we could potentially see like a +1 Ling play coming out of Prototype. Could be some heavy aggression in the mid-game to shut down that 3rd, if possible. I don't believe I don't think the change to the Oracle affects its ability to deal with Lings. So, we are going to get the Archon drop coming across the map, and these Lings are kind of not sure where they want to go. I think he wanted to pressure the 3rd, but saw the Prism and decided it was best to turn around. Prism still has to get those High Templar and Archons morphed. The Lings are cooling in the main. There are a couple Banelings as well. It's not going to be the most useful thing against Archons, but you gotta defend this somehow. I'd like to see the Queens move into the main, as that's going to be the primary factor to deal with the Prism, but not really getting that just yet. Okay, a couple Queens do come over. And the Observer is now here, so the Archons can help clear creep. On the Protoss side of things, more gateways are going down to help form this wall. Creep is still being cleared, and even more gateways. So, Paco Mike is powering up, and he's getting considerable value out of this Prism. A lot of creep has been cleared, as well as Lings dying. So that potential timing on the 3rd is long gone, and this +1 Ling force is gonna need a lot more. There is fortunately a 4th for our Zerg, so Prototype does have some macro potential in this game. He hasn't lost too many drones in the mid game. The early game was a bit shaky with the drone deaths, but now as Paco Mike establishes his 4th, I definitely like Paco Mike's position. He's okay, he does finally lose an Archon, which means that he will not be able to pressure any further with this Prism. But behind this Storm is like nearly done. He has a 4th on the way, a heavy gateway count, and will be able to take this wherever he likes. Not really sure what he's doing with this immortal. Maybe, okay. Yeah, that was a mistake. Gonna put some cannons and shield batteries at his third. This is a nice wall. No Lingbane is going to get past that, and they're all going to be funneled towards the cannons. Also moving forward is Paco Mike to intercept at the ramp. Good presence of mind, army positioning to intercept. There is one Ling that has gotten behind enemy lines. It is gonna just stay there, offer some scouting, I suppose. And Paco Mike is gonna press the issue. Alright. Storms are going down on the Hydras and the Lings. There's a good surge force here though, so Prototype is actually going to be okay. Paco Mike did not quite get this fourth. Oh my. Oh, okay. Prism is at the main, or was at the main, I should say. I think the Queens cleared it. Sorry. Brain is in too many places. Alrighty. At the end of this, I feel like Paco Mike didn't quite get done what he would have liked, and Prototype is in a okay position now. Gonna see some more static defense going down at that fort. And Paco is working at these rocks. He's gonna need to storm the veins before they connect with High Templar, but he does manage to do so, at least for the time being. There is still a sizable Lingbane, Lingbane Hydra force here, and Stasis wards are triggered, but all the High Templar are gone now. I think Prototype may have tipped the game the other way. After having to play defense so long, I don't know if Paco Mike can hold on to this. There's still a couple storms here, but he loses the fourth. A carrier is out though, so the game is not quite over. But things are looking a little bit dire for our red Protoss. Oh, Mothership. Okay, well, there are Overseers, so it's not the biggest deal yet. When there's more support for this Mothership, then that can be kind of scary. Oh wow, Paco Mike has taken a base at the gold in the midst of all that chaos. I don't believe he will saturate it until he's cleared out these Hydras on his back line. These probes are in a very precarious location. Storm's going down on the Lingbane, and retreating is Paco Mike into his cannon line. Good place to hide. Lings are coming around from the side as the Hydras engage the Mothership, but that's not gonna quite do it. He's gonna find this gold base and get all over that as the Protoss army is out of position at the third. And Paco Mike will step up and defend his fourth base. Gonna clear some of this creep with his Mothership and Observer and whatever ground forces hide underneath that. He does have a Prism on this corner, but that's gonna have to be pulled out. And overall, it seems to have stabilized with maybe some tech advantage going to Paco Mike, whereas overall supply is still in favor of the Zerg as it. Storm goes down, kind of zoning out more than actually killing it much. And more Storms, those are much juicier. Getting his own mothership, unfortunately, but he does get most, if not all, of the banelings, and Prototype is forced to disengage again. There is this Warp Prism that has come back, and it is harassing this base. It's going to pull the Zerg back, giving Paco Mike some much-needed breathing room. It doesn't... Oh, it does, in fact, finish off that fourth. So, that objective from the mid-game was finally satisfied in that Warp Prism much later. The Prism is still alive, and it will continue to be a thorn in the side of Prototype if it is not properly addressed. The Ling Hydra Force, or mostly Hydra Force I should say, is trying to catch this force, but Storms are going to protect the Mothership as it retreats onto the Hydra. Banelings are coming in now. This is kind of dangerous for Paco Mike. This is a large area that the Zerg can get a surround. Time Warp and Storms are going down best they can, but I think the arc is just too wide. There are a couple carriers, but these are not the carriers with the Graviton Catapult, as that is no longer in the game. And this fourth is not long for this world. The probes will have to be recalled out, and Paco Mike is going to lose his fourth again. Archons are being morphed in the backline, and another round of charge lots have run in, trying to pull back the Zerg so that Paco Mike can reestablish a fourth. He will take it back at the original location as carriers are re-powering up. There is like 5 bases for the Zerg, including a gold. So even though this original 4th base fell, there's a 6th on the way. This is Paco Mike has his work cut out for him this series, or this game. I don't know how he's going to find his way back into this exactly. He's gonna lose some more zealots. That's not really something he can afford to donate with his lack of any strong income. Zerg has come up to deny some of this mining. Fortunately, he has cleared the rocks from this back mineral line, so he can mine from that gold to kind of boost his economy a little bit without establishing another base. And the Prism is still harassing, which is allowing Paco Mike to clear some of this creep and re-establish some semblance of presence on the map, but he's very much surrounded. Storms are going to go down on these wings, not really getting a whole lot of the Hydras. And there is a sizable Archon count, but the Mothership does fall. I don't know how many Storms he has left. I want to say like 2 or 3, which is not a whole lot. Actually, he may be out as he morphs that last Archon. Hydras are here. They shoot much farther than an Archon. Archons are good against Lings, but they have and they can be strong against Hydras too. It's just they don't close the distance well. More Storms are going to come down, and because there's no Ling buffer for these Hydras, Prototype is playing very safe. He doesn't want to lose his Hydras for free, and there are Storms available. This is a rather precarious place for these no! Oh! Those High Templar. Oh! Okay, well, more have come out. Paco Mike's gas is definitely hurting. He can boost his mineral income a little bit with these gold mineral patches that he has uncovered. But, I mean, the Zerg is just so massive now. The surround is going to come in on two sides, and I think this may be the end. There is just too much Zerg. Lingbane Hydra swarming that. GG. Prototype takes game 1. That was quite a game. Prototype got into the mid game and just took control once he defended his fourth adequately, and I feel like Paco Mike just never got off the ground to where he wanted to go in the game, just constantly losing his fourth. Oh. I believe next up is gonna be Intuition versus BioIce. This is gonna be another PvZ. However, the shoe will be on the other foot, as the Zerg will be playing for AlphaX. No, I am not playing. Alrighty. We'll be underway shortly. This next map is Cyber Forest. Don't know what PvZ looks like on this map too much. That last game was really cool to see, like, how Prototype was able to maneuver his Hydras to find nice arcs, particularly on the gold base, and then later to close out as Paco Mike kind of had to extend to the right ramp and got flanked from the left. But I'm not sure what we can expect of Cyber Forest. I understand that some people feel the third is difficult to take, but I don't know how accurate that will be. It may be a personal preference of certain Protoss. Alrighty. Let's get into it on Cyber Forest. Okay. Spawning in. Hang on. Spawning in the upper left as the blue Protoss. Representing Risen, it is Intuition. And to the southeast, as the pink Zerg from AlphaX, it is BioIce. Looks good, looks good. Okay. We see a gate expand, most likely. Shorter map distance does mean that this probe block is going to come in with the fast scout off the pylon. BioIce is going to actually take their pool first. take his pool first before his hatch. I think that was a 16 pool. And the drone does, or the probe does come in, confirm that there is in fact a pool first and not some proxy hatch in the middle of the map or whatnot. And gonna start off or continue with the normal processes of Protoss life as the Zealot comes out a bit wary of Lings dashing across the map before the wall is complete with an Adept. And those Lings are going to run straight out. Probe does evacuate to the third, or expected third of the Zerg. Wall has completed with a gateway and a Stalker is underway. The Stalker kind of denotes, oh, wow, that is... I guess this game did kind of open funny. But the Stalker does denote that this might not be Stargate play coming out of Intuition, which would be quite unusual. Is that not a gap? I cannot tell. I don't think it's a gap. Yeah, I don't think it is, but I don't know. New maps always look funny. It is going to be, in fact, a Twilight Council, so this could be a charge all-in. We are going to see a Robo go down. This is looking reminiscent of the 8-gate charge slot. So it could also be a Dark Shrine, but I feel gases would more likely have been taken. Okay, there is the Dark Shrine. As the Overlord does come in. I do believe Trap was showing a more recent iteration of this. The Stalker does kill the Overlord, so a full scout was not available to BioIce. He has not seen the Twilight. He hasn't seen any tech. The only thing he knows is that there are no gases at the natural, and that there is a Stalker. So, off of that, he might be thinking charge lots. He has not built Spore Crawlers. Does he even have a lair? Uh-oh. I think he's thinking charge lots. This is not charge lot. Oh, there is indeed a gap there. Okay. So, Lings could have run in ages ago and, like, completely destroyed everything. There are 2 DTs. Spores are going down now. Wow, okay. This is an excellent spore timing as the roaches are coming out as well. So, BioIce should be okay. I do believe he has sniffed this out at the last second. And this DT harass will have to be turned into an Archon harass. They do get a couple workers, or not workers, army units for their troubles. They're gonna have to turn into Archons though. Running away, not wanting to morph in range of the army, but didn't run quite far enough. This first Archon is going to fall immediately, as is the second. Okay, it does get saved by the Prism, as do the 2 charge lots, or Zealots. I don't know if charge is done yet. I didn't check. Link is underway. Lings are pressing the natural this Stalker Immortal will hold. And BioIce is coming at the third of the Protoss. There's not a whole lot here. This Stalker Immortal needs to come over to help, but it can't really, or else there won't be enough to defend the natural. Intuition caught between a rock and a hard place. And trying his best to micro all these forces, he will barely not do it. Well, his Immortal has come over now. With that Immortal and its hardened barrier, whatever it's called, I cannot recall, in a decent Prism Micro, Intuition is going to push back the Zerg for now. On the Zerg side of things, BioIce has taken his gases and started a Spire. With no Stargate, Spire is potentially very strong. Blink will be done though, so Mutas will need to pin the Protoss on the upper left corner of the map. The third is up and starting to be saturated, as Protoss is moving into the center with a Stalker force predominantly. There is some Archon Immortal with this. There is Blink with this, so as unorthodox of a composition this is, it does have some micro potential. Good Bile is going to go down, get, or almost get that Immortal. More Bile is trying to get that Prism. They succeed as well as getting the Immortal that was hiding inside, and Intuition knows he cannot survive, taps out. BioIce takes game 2. And we will be going to our next game, which will be Scrupples versus Kuna Matata. Okay. Looks like they are looking for their next player. Alrighty. Yeah, you can still go Stargate off of a Stalker. I wasn't saying that you can't. It's just more, or I guess my thinking is like, generally speaking, if a Stalker comes out, now we are allowed to not go Stargate. Like, I can't think of a non-Stargate build that does not involve a Stalker in the first 2 units. Could be wrong. I think there are some Stalker builds actually that involve a Stalker just to give the illusion that it is not a Stargate, but I don't know how they work, as I don't use any of them. Kuna is ready. Okay. I guess we'll be underway momentarily. There we go. There's the invite. Port Alexander will be our 3rd map. This is a TV... What race does Scruples play? Z. Okay. TVZ. There we go. Alrighty. Personally, I've always enjoyed watching Kuna Matata play this matchup, but it's been a while, so I don't know how he feels about it nowadays. And we are getting underway. I also don't know anything about Scruples, so... Where is the overlay thing? There we go. Yes, good. Okay. Okay. Spawning in the southeast as the Blue Zerg from Gosu. It is Scruples. Oh, Team Gosu. And to the top left as the Red Terran from AlphaX. It is Kuna Matata. Sorry, reading things at the same time. Okay. So, what we have here appears to be pretty normal. Pretty normal. No fast pool. No proxy racks. Gas will be taken and saturated at a quick rate, just allowing for faster tech. It's kind of become a standard of sorts nowadays, it seems. Looks like we have an SCV rallied to scout the natural and return home. And the command center should be going down momentarily. There we go. Pool is down, as is the gas with its saturation. So, standard openers on a fairly standard map. Port Alexander is basically the macro version of Kairos, or Kairos is the rush version of Port Alexander. They both feature a relatively easy defendable third in a line with a ramp into that third. Difference being that Port Alexander would have a ramp, or Kairos would have another ramp here, or like here, as the maps are slightly different, but otherwise pretty similar. The Reaper is going to grenade the Lings so that it can get some extra damage. It might die. No, barely escaped as the Queen has to go back for that critical injection. And Command Center does complete with the factory switching for probably Hellions and the starport going down on the tail of that. Yes, score is 1-1. Oh, I guess. Huh. I guess the stream is... Oh, right. 2-minute delay. Okay. I can't say I have any particular expectation from here. Okay, we might see Hellion Banshee. What this is looking like. 1-1-1 is pretty standard, I would think. I don't know where Kuna wants to go from here. Like I said, I haven't seen him play this matchup in a while, so I don't know what his like favorite thing to do is these days. Hellions are going to deny the Lings from getting into the base, but I do think they I think Scruples has scouted, yeah, he did scout the, researching cloaking field for the Banshees. So there should be no surprises for our blue Zerg. Roach Warren is underway, and the lair catches a couple Hellions. That's nice. Banshee is going to move out across the map, or at least start to. We'll find these Lings and pick away at them. Hellions are behind the wall, so Scruples will have to turn around, and creep spread is pretty good. Good start. Healthy queen count. Not really seeing those. Missing an inject on the natural, but otherwise, all is well in Zergland. I'm gonna see a Nidus Worm go down, so this Roach Force can possibly pop up into the main, and Kuna might have to adjust his opponent. He does have a third orbital which was scouted by the Lings, so this Nidus almost feels like a response to the macro objective of the opponent. Ravagers are being morphed before this Nidus finishes up. Hellions are scouting for something, I'm not sure what exactly. And Overlord is moving over. Nidus has begun. Kuna is aware of it. Couple Marines are here. Banshee as well. I don't believe this will finish in time. One roach comes out. Oh man. Tanked in siege as well, so. There is another one though. I'm not convinced this is going to work either. Maybe if he had another one starting at the same time, down at the natural, this would have more viability. Lings are at the third though, so that's something. Opened up a little bit of potential there, and Nidus is that's definitely going to go up, but the army already had to move across the map. The third before Kuna is in the air, as it can't really mind. A couple files are going to land on top of that. Stim is getting on top of these Ravagers. They're gonna pop with ease. Kuna pouncing on the Zerg. And Scruples is in a bit of trouble, I would say. He's following a considerable amount of supply, and Kuna has taken command of this game after defending 3 Niduses effectively. He's going to move across the map. He has a tank and a handful of Marines. Medevac going to get right on top of this creep. Stim in, and there are some roaches. This is a good concave for our Zerg, but the tank is here, and that will get bowed down, so Kuna may have overextended. He's gonna run away, find some of these roaches on the coming from the side, cut them off, and he's picked up and dropped in the main, trying to keep the pressure on the Zerg to deny the counter-attack, but Scruples has decided to go across the map, and for that he will lose a handful of drones. There is a tank, or a couple of tanks here, in fact, so Scruples is kind of caught on the wrong side of the map. Gonna bow down that tank, but Kuna has done too much damage and will take game 3. Okay. So, up next will be... It's kind of the matchup that I was hoping to see. I wasn't entirely sure if we would, as it is game 4. But it is Starkiller versus Bowman. Okay. So, Nidus is scary. Oh man. This is gonna be on King's Cove. King's Cove is, it's a pretty macro-oriented map, so I'm not sure. Bowman is a pretty unorthodox Protoss. It's hard to put Bowman in a box in terms of what he will do. Like, I've seen him do a lot of different things. I've really liked the way he approaches PvZ. It's very, He seems to feel it out pretty well. So I'm curious how he handles someone like Starkiller. Like, of course, this being AlphaX, we're rooting for Starkiller. It's but I mean, like, you're always uh-oh. We're having issues finding Bowman. That's unfortunate. But like, Starkiller, he also plays the Zerg race a little bit differently than most, right? So like, it's kind of this like clash of two unorthodox players, right? And while you're expecting a macro game, you don't really know what that macro game is going to look like because it's not charted out the same way that other Zerg and other Protoss generally do. So you kind of get this off-script... I almost expect it to be scrappy as a result. But we may not get to see that if we can't find Bowman. Which would be quite unfortunate. Robbed of a treat, as it were. I think he has like 10-15 minutes. I don't really know. Yeah, Bowman is also an active streamer, just like Starkiller. Starkiller, of course, getting those 3 WCS Challenger and, what, 20 pizza? I don't know how many pizzas he's won. He's won a lot of Pizza Pie Weeklies. So, like, I think Starkiller is favored, but I'm expecting to see an interesting game if we do in fact get to see this. So. Anything else to note? This is... I already mentioned this is the Alpha Team League Pro Division. Ah, Starkiller. That is not Bowman. That is one of our players needed for this, but I knew he was here. Okay, well, anyway, where was I? Sector 6, shout out to them, one of our new sponsors. They provide us with our jerseys and a couple other little things here and there. I don't know all the details. Waiting on Bowman still. Hopefully he shows up soon. Bowman has been streaming a good bit recently again. He was in like hiatus Oh, he is online. He's just apparently in a ranked game. Oops. Okay, we're gonna set up the lobby for him once he gets out of that game. And it will be on King's Cove, as I mentioned previously. Is he streaming now? That would be kind of funny. Yes, he is streaming now. Okay. Alright, so we'll be underway shortly. While we are waiting, some other news for ya folks that frequent the channel here. I do believe that starting about now on the other stream there is it buffaloes or is it something else? Where are we? What is today? Here is today. What in? Okay, I don't know. All in the Nidus is being cast on the second channel. It is their playoff semifinals, which will be featuring an all-kill best of 7, and then Saturday, Salupi will be bringing you the ATL, or ATL, AlphaX Contenders Cup Round of 8, Group B. You will see this Kuna Matata again, as he will face off against Mandolino in that group, as well as other competitors like Swagger or Ravage. Or Ravage, depending how many games he has to play. Top 2 advance to the round of 4. And then Sunday. Ooh, you're in for a treat if you guys are here Sunday on the Africa stream. And if you're not, this is not the most America-friendly time, but you can either stay up late or get up early. As Sue versus TY in a ZVT best of 9. So for you Zerg and you Terrans out there, that's gonna be action-packed, top series. Really get to trot out the matchup in the current meta, in the current map pool, all that good stuff. Alright, and with that, Bowman is here. Look at that timing. I ran out of things to tell you guys about. I mean, I could tell you guys about cannons on like Cyber Forest and New Repugnancy, but I'll spare you guys the pain. We can do that another time. Okay. All players have loaded. Oh, what happened here? I don't know. Okay. I believe we are good to go now. Yes. We have a Star Killer. We have a Bowman. Okay. Our matchup, alas, is here. What we have been in advent of. Okay. I've switched the overlay because I will otherwise forget as we get into it. Bowman is waiting for invite. Ready, ready. Okay, we're good to go. King's Cove. It is a PVZ. And spawning in the bottom right. Get your boom booms ready for the teal Zerg Star Killer. And to the top left as the blue Protoss. From Risen, it is a Bowman. Gonna start things off with that 15 pool. A common Star Killer opening allows him to shut down most cannon rushes and put on some early game pressure with some light Ling commitment. This is a best of 5. Star Killer is on match point. So Bowman will be defending to get to a game 5 should that occur. Probe is going to come in. It does see the pool timing and does its little dance on the mineral patches to interrupt mining a little bit. Nexus is underway, so standard opening, no zealot or deviation coming out of Bowman just yet. Lings are out. Probe does see them. Zealot has started. And gas has been taken. Pylon will need to go down. There it goes. And this might get a little bit sticky, as the wall is not going to be completed in time. I don't believe he will. Well, he might have to. He will have the minerals, I suppose. So, okay. He'll be fine. He doesn't have a probe here, though. Okay, well, Lings are in the main. So that's happening. Zealot is going to have to chase them. Probe micro should be okay. Bowman might lose a probe or 2. There goes 1. There goes 2. And the Lings are going to just be a thorn in Bowman's side. His Stalker will come out and pick at these Lings. One more probe will fall as Bowman stabilizes. So I would say those Lings paid for themselves. A full scout and 3 Lings forcing Zealot and a Stalker to come out a little bit earlier. All good things. Lair is going to start up quite quickly for Star Killer. I'm not sure what he intends to do with this. Star Killer, like I said, is a little bit unusual, so it's kind of hard to predict unless you've been watching him a lot, which I haven't had the pleasure to. Okay, Bowman is going to take a quick third. I feel like Quick Lair is like aggressive, especially with this Roach Warren coming down. Like this could be Roachnitis, and third is like this early. This is before 4 minutes. There's no tech. We are taking a fourth off of 2 gateways. I mean, Star Killer might just kill him. Like, he could just straight up die if it's Nidus in the main. Lings are going to see this third munch on a little bit, but not really get anything, as there's only 4 of them right now. There's a healthy sentry count, and forge. Okay, that's not tech. Bowman? I'm a little bit worried here. From one Protoss to another, get some tech, please. Okay, he does have a robo. This is a very greedy robo. That's how I'm going to define this. Fortunately, Starkiller has not gone for anything other than, like, he's still playing very defensively. I feel like Starkiller is anticipating like charge lot pressure or something like that, and uh-oh. What happened? I don't know. Actually, what has Starkiller seen? This is the... Oh, Starkiller just has vision of everything. Okay. Like... Okay. Yeah, so he's well aware. The Twilight Council is... Roaches have sharked up into the third. They're gonna force a healthy number of force fields. There's no Ravagers here to break up these barricades. A couple roaches are going to divert behind the middle line. More force fields going down. And 6 probes have gone down. 7. A couple more roaches are going to be donated to the Bowman Fund. But I don't know. There's only one immortal here. It's not... It will clear out these roaches, I guess. I mean, the trade was technically in favor of the Protoss, and Bowman is gonna have... He does have +2 on the way. Blink is also being researched. I don't know. It's definitely one of those... It's much easier to defend the third on this map, so with this ramp here and these rocks. Okay. A couple more roaches are coming around. As Starkiller is going to press at the natural, hitting both bases at the same time. 4 drones do go down, but the force fields are good, and Starkiller is not going to find much purchase at this natural wall. He is, however, getting a healthy number of probes on the back of this. 10 probes falling on the second poke. And worker count is in favor of ATL Zerg. Behind this, there is a Hydra Den, as well as the Groove Spines being researched. And Bowman is ready to push out. He has a Warp Prism, he has Blink, good number of sentries, or Blink is almost done, sorry. Blink and +2 will be done by the time of this attack. Warp Prism is out. There is 2 Immortals. So this is kind of reminiscent of that push we saw. Force fields are going to cut off some of these roaches, but Starkiller is able to retreat as he does have the high ground. Bowman gonna push again with his Sentry Stalker Force. He doesn't have any force fields this time though, and he's gonna lose all his sentries. but he does kill off most of the Roach Force, forcing a drone pull. Hydras are going to get on top of this, looking for that prism. They don't quite find it, and the Mortals survive, the Stalkers survive. Starkiller is in trouble! Bowman is encroaching on the third with the Blink Stalkers. The supply is going in favor of our Blue Zerg, and it looks like Bowman's greed is paid off to at least secure him an economic advantage. He can push in if he so desires, but he doesn't have any Immortals left here, so he might go home. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, he's happy with the drones he's killed and is backing off for now. So his big deal damage dealers have died, and he's gonna have to regroup before he takes another fight. He's going to pull this prism over to the natural and kind of split the attention of his opponent. I'm not sure where Starkiller is. Okay, Starkiller is splitting his army. I think he's realized what is the next most likely thing to occur. Roaches, wings are out. The prism is coming into the natural as the Stalkers engage the army at the third. The prism does drop some charge lots on top of this queen. Drones will have to be evacuated temporarily. Stalkers are in retreat though, so that's been dealt with, so the army can freely come back to deal with this prism harass. But more drones are falling for the Teal Zerg, and this is getting cleaned up pretty well. Finally, oh, third has gone down. And the prism escapes with the charge lots. Oh no. Bowman. Actually, that prism. Okay. So I feel like Bowman's build actually timed out quite nicely for when Starkiller actually did attack. These charge lots are going to die as they work out. No recall to save them. A fourth has been established. Disruptors are here. Disruptor Blink going to be the composition of our blue Protoss. And +3 is complete. This makes me smile. Alrighty. Talons are going down. This does not make me smile. And these Stalkers are going to push in again. I think Bowman might be looking for the kill. Starkiller is not in a position to hold this. He has Ravagers, he has Hydras, but I just don't know. I mean, this is going to be a lot of micro, and there are disruptors here. This Zerg force being whittled away by the Blink Stalkers and the disruptors. It's just so much to have to deal with. Stalkers do blink on top of everything, and Bowman will take the fourth game.
So just one more.
Mm-hmm. After? Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That was definitely something. Bowman. Well, we are going to get that game 5. I don't know who the aces are going to be for either team. It will be on Kairos Junction. which, as I mentioned, is kind of that rush variation of Port Alexander, which we saw earlier. Whew. You know, I expected it to be a little bit scrappier than that. It seemed very, like, it felt more like there was a moment where Starkiller had the advantage, and there was a moment where Bowman had the advantage. At least that's how it felt. Just because, like, Bowman played so greedy, so, like, he lost so many probes, but I guess he was able to return the aggression and seize control of the game once he dealt with the roaches that were at his natural really well. So with those force fields, he cleaned up, like, half of the Zerg force, and Starkiller lost his push potential. Part of that may be that he just didn't have enough Ravagers to break up the force fields on that ramp. I think he was wanting to save his gas for Hydras, but he needed to not lose so many roaches so that he could continue his pressure. I think I would have liked to see, like, 2 Ravagers. I don't know. It might be not worth the micro. I don't really know what, like, it's very hard to say what Starkiller should do, because, like, certain playstyles have a much wider, or, like, certain playstyles, they're more common, so, like, it's easier to say what is, like, other people handle this situation this way, and it seems to work. But, like, when you're playing a style that is not as common, a little bit unorthodox, and especially when you're playing against another style that is also unorthodox, it's like, what should you do? You may be the only one that knows, Starkiller. But we are tied up 2-2. So great series. We're on that ace match. We will see who the aces are for both sides. Oh, there's an angry cat outside. Okay. Looks like Prototype is going to be, just reading from the chat, it looks like Prototype is going to be their ace. I find it funny that we know their ace before we know our ace. It's unusual, I would say. Oh, there it is. Starkiller. No, that's not right. This is not refreshed. That's the game we just saw. I don't know. It says our ace is entered. Prototype has joined the lobby. Or party, not lobby. Aiden has joined the party. Ba 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 ba. Kairos Junction. I'm assuming it's Starkiller then. Starkiller is still in the party, so looks like we're gonna have Prototype versus Starkiller. So Prototype, I believe, played game 1 against yes, against Paco Mike. Oh, the ZVZ. Okay, so I think Starkiller, like, this is his matchup, right? Like, he's good at his ZVP. He's comfortable. But, like, this is the matchup that Starkiller is known for. So, get to see him in like full form, as it were. It's a good map for his style, I would say. He has a lot of space he can maneuver with. Like, I don't always know what exactly he wants to do tech-wise, but I feel like his army movements are pretty, almost iconic of a sort of. Anyway, spawning in the upper left as the Teal Zerg representing AlpX, it is Starkiller. And to the bottom right, as the Green Zerg from Ris3n, it is Prototype. That is not the... Where's the thing? Okay, it did it now. I don't understand. We are at 2-2. Gonna be the pool first from Starkiller versus the hatch first from Prototype. So slight advantage economically going to Prototype, just in the pick an opener stage of the game. Starkiller not wanting to defend the potential 12 pool on such a short rush map. Understandable. He's gonna take the safer option and just power up from there. Behind this, everything's very standard on the Prototype end of things, and 6 slings are going to come out, and they feel like they're avoiding. Okay, he's going to avoid the first Overlord. So Prototype might not build lings. Okay, he has 1 set of lings, 2 sets of lings, 2 queens, so he will have something to defend, but he's probably going to lose a drone or 2. Maybe not. I think Prototype's fine. Good drone movement. Oh. Well, okay. Baneling Nest being forced out, and all the lings were cleaned up for from Prototype. So this is a pretty good advantage for Starkiller. It's gonna force more lings that I don't think Prototype wanted to spend right now. 6 slings in total going down for our Green Zerg. And Starkiller still has enough map presence that he can drone freely. So Starkiller is going to take a single drone advantage for the time being. And he's going to get a full scout at the 3-minute mark. He will see that the Baneling Nest has completed, in fact. And even chipping away at that. Speed is going to finish for Prototype. Behind this, there is a Roach Warren for Starkiller. He has not taken his gases, so he's just going to have these initial roaches and maybe some lings behind that. I don't know. I don't know if he wants to do something with these roaches or if they're just defensive. It's like 5 of them. Probably just defensive. 6 of them. Yeah. Okay. Prototype is going to take a quick third, try and recover from that early pressure that way. And the roaches are now going to move out, as 8 roaches is nothing to sneeze at. Strong wall coming down. Prototype really respecting the potential of these roaches, as he does not have his own roach warren to answer this. And lings have gone around the side. Couple more roaches trickling behind, and a sizable Ling flood also coming on the tail end. There are Lings counterattacking. This wall is going to be broken as the queen falls. The Lings are cleaned up on Starkiller's side of things. Starkiller is gonna get some of these drones, but the spines are able to hold as the Lings come out to trap these roaches in this little nook here. But Starkiller does have more forces. He is going to pressure the third. The aggression has not stopped yet. Banelings are needed from Prototype if he really wants to deal with these, but he just doesn't have the time and space to get them. As Starkiller is all over this. Fortunately, the defender's advantage will kick in and Prototype will stabilize. At the end of the day, 35 workers for Starkiller, and now going up to 27 is Prototype, as that just popped. There are queens here to complete this wall. It's kind of a patch solution, but there's not enough for Prototype to challenge that. And by the time there would be more, roaches are here. They're going to replace that position for the queen so they can go back to the injecting. And it's a good position for Starkiller. He has a healthy economy lead that is only now being answered. And as that's the case, Starkiller is going to maintain his tempo, pushing that economy into roaches. There is a roach warren down for Prototype, but it's going to be a moment before his own economy can kick in order to support roach production. And Starkiller is going to secure his third, finally, at the 7-minute mark. But all things considered, it's still an acceptable time. Prototype is saturating his third quicker as it was up longer. And it was up a considerable amount of time longer, actually. But the roach count has swollen for Starkiller. He's going to move across the map and get some return on investment. Our Teal Zerg is looking to shut down the third of his opponent. Spinecrawlers are moving over from the natural to the third, but the roaches are here. They're going to get on top of that first spine as the other two are still burrowing. And there's just not enough roaches for Prototype. Drones are going to be pulled, but the spines are too late. And I think Starkiller may have just snowballed this to a win. Prototype desperately looking to do what he can, but there's just nothing here. GG will be called. The series does conclude with a Starkiller victory on Kairos. Oh, I forgot the production tab. I don't know how that happens sometimes. Sorry. Anyway, this has been the ATL Pro Series or Pro Match. Pro Division. There we go. I'm Xenodactyl. I've been your host, caster, etc. So AlphaX takes the series 3-2. Well fought from both players. Exciting series. If you missed that Bowman versus Starkiller game, you should definitely go back and watch that. There was another game in there that was... Oh, the first one was also very surprising. I mean, all the games were really. Okay. I think that sums it up. And I already gave you guys the announcements on other events we have in the near future. So, action-packed weekend, lots of games you'll want to see. Tune in next time.